Not a defender in sight. He had all the time in the world.
Yeah, and I think we may have had too many defenders ball watching then because they just lost sight of the real danger.
And that's it. A good watch, a really good watch. Both sides toiling to try and outthink, outsmart each other. But it wasn't to be, and they're all square. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Manchester United certainly had some good moments, Peter. There were plenty of encouraging spells that more should have been made of.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. A very good evening to you all.
Car parked outside the stadium gate, kindly remove it, as it is about to be towed away.
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. And few venues rise to an occasion quite like this one. It is, of course, the world-famous Old Trafford. It is a true heavyweight clash.
Well, with nothing resting on this, Peter, I'm hoping that there'll be more impetus for the players to just enjoy the game with the pressure off, try out a few different things, and we get something open and free-flowing.
Things have got underway here pretty promptly. Ahmad just eases him off the ball. Gonzalo Guedes. Well, now it's a race for the ball. Doherty, nice physical challenge. He's picked his way through, and the finish! Goal! Manchester United! Manchester United take the lead. A momentary lapse exploited with glee.
After 13 minutes is number 18.
Wolverhampton are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Wolverhampton finding their passes. Manchester United are enjoying a good spell right now and leading. Bruno Fernandes. Ahmad. And here's Højlund. Now it's Matheus Cunha. Bruno Fernandes kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Shaw.
That's good play from him.
And here's Casemiro. It's Casemiro! Denied by an instinctive save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Engages and forces him off the ball. Mount. Now this is an adventurous run down that left-hand side. Nelson Semedo. Matheus Cunha. Great ball if he can get there.
Well, that has caused disappointment to some, unsurprisingly, and disgust to others. What a waste.
Casemiro does well to stand firm and defend it. Matheus Cunha.
Manchester United can certainly afford to see this half out now and reset during the break.
And that has left him in a heap. Always onto this.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Nelson Semedo. Gonzalo Guedes. There's the whistle for half-time. So the end of the first half, both teams have had their moments. There's been no shortage of talking points, but there has been just one goal, and that is the state of it at the break. 1-0.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy, a little more composure up front perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Everyone, please.
Manchester United leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. And that's the start of another 45 minutes. A solitary goal. That has been the crucial difference. Matheus Cunha. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick. And that's going to be a booking.
Well, that's the first attempt, Peter, we've seen at one of those raking passes.
Has a shot! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Smashing header. Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
Manchester United are still that goal to the good. Oh, that's a foul. Which side of the line is that? And that is a huge moment in the context of the game. A formality. We're level. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
A picture of confidence. That was never missing.
The goal scorer after 59 minutes is number 10, Matheus Cunha.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Oh, look, Peter, I was on the fence before a ball was kicked, and I still haven't moved.
Mount. Now it's Gonzalo Guedes. Oh, just skips past his man. Manchester United needed that. They really needed it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Bruno Fernandes.
Look, it's a run defence's dislike, but the timing has to be spot on.
Just about up to 75 minutes. Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro. And and a shot! Goal! Manchester United! And they get themselves in front!
The understanding between those two plays a big part in that, and releasing the run on side proved the key ingredient.
Number 9, Holland.
Manchester United take the lead.
Look, I just think they've kept at it and got their reward. Now they need to hang on to it.
And it's Casemiro. And that's clear cut, it's a free kick.
Substitution in progress.
Shaw. Gets into some space. And a header! Off the post! It's in! 2 up and threatening to pull clear! That is a fine goal, really efficiently done.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Holland.
Wolverhampton making consecutive changes here. Hwang Hee-chan coming on here as broadly expected.
Substitutions taking
Yeah, I think
place.
it's time for some brave decision-making.
Manchester United could not have picked a better time to snatch a 2-goal lead. Is there still time for a response?
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Stood up well to him there. Ahmad. Now that looks a decent ball. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Well, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Victory never in doubt in the mind of the mastermind in all of this. A solid win, which will be welcomed all round. Højlund voted man of the match, and deservedly so. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what they set out to do.
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. And few venues rise to an occasion quite like this one. It is, of course, the world-famous Old Trafford. Well, this is the perfect game for all parties, not least the neutrals who've just come to enjoy it.
Well, the atmosphere, Peter, certainly doesn't feel like a friendly. We all know about the quality we have on show here, so I hope the crowd demand as much as they can get, and I hope the players will oblige on that.
Well, as you can see, we've already started here. Diallo does really well there. He is strong. Well, it's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
This guy, Mason Mount, is a player I see as a modern attacking midfielder, and a very good one at that. He'll often sit around the outside of the opposition central midfield, taking the ball on the half turn and then look to dribble the ball forward. He's very good at doing that. He's very good at doing most things.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Gonzalo Guedes was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. That has ended up in no man's land. Nelson Semedo.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these keepers could text about their respective uninvolvement.
Muscular approach does pay off here.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Oh, that's a fine interception. Casemiro. Well, I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. Mount. Aït-Nouri for Gonzalo Guedes. And he cuts out the supply. Works it forward.
There will be 1 minute added time.
And that is going to be the final action of the first half. But it has been a half largely of could-haves and should-haves. Perhaps the more impatient amongst the supporters will feel they're overdue a goal. But it's certainly not for the want of trying, so nothing to show as yet. At the break, it's 0-0.
Everyone, please.
How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, they look lost for ideas and lacking in talent, which all contributes to a chronic case of impotence.
Manchester United head to the dressing room, not yet having broken through. Tight, cagey game. Neither team any further forward than they were when they started out. Oh, shooting chance! And he nearly went all the way.
Well, he tried to go it alone and he wasn't too far away from pulling it off either. Everything was there apart from the finish.
Diallo can get it clear. Real chance here. He's had it taken off him. Matheus Cunha. Oh, perfectly measured that. Punched away. Nelson Semedo gets it away.
This match was 71,649.
Semedo does really well to win the ball there. Mount. Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
Yes, 0-0 and little promise of a goal due to the shot-shy nature of this contest, but I'm not giving up on it. There's plenty energy on the pitch, not to give up hope just yet.
Nelson Semedo.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
Matheus Cunha. He's played it back.
Well, they deserve an awful lot of credit for their commitment to the cause, but it's a goal credit that would be most welcome now.
It's run loose here. Matheus Cunha! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And they're quick to get it back. Now it's Gonzalo Guedes. And he's in on goal. I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
You wonder if that's it now, but there may be one more opportunity, Peter, for a late steal here.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
And that's a foul. Simple decision for the referee.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Can he finish? And the ball's come loose here. Decent enough try. Lindelof. 90 minutes up and we will be back for extra time.
Well, the scoreline may have a disappointing look about it, Peter, but that's where it ends. I think this game has had a real lively feel, and I'm not ready to give up on it yet.
Please grab the tickets you were given when you walked
So
through
90
the
minutes couldn't produce a winner and we have extra time. Stern test this for the endurance, for the character of the players as we head into extra time. Thinks one through. He's had a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
He gets big! And now they can spring out of defence. Hoyland. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Mazraoui. Ahmad. That looks a good ball through. Header! And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Wolverhampton have turned to their bench and we're going to have a substitution.
substitution. There will be
Passing is
1 minute
crisp
added
and
time.
sharp. Casemiro concedes a free kick for that. We've reached the midway point in extra time.
And now I'd just like to read out.
Well, you have to accept the penalties are now a realistic possibility. You'd hate to think that either side is settling for that, given what a lottery penalties can be. But the players are evidently tired, and it may come to that. And if you're just back, well, the action is back underway already. Here we go then for the last time. The score still 0-0. Referee has just said play on. Ahmad under intense pressure.
Well, he needed subduing, and it was never going to be soft and gentle, so this could get ugly against him here. Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw here, although there's still a chance for one last fling. There's nothing more infuriating.
And that will be the final act. So a tough one to gauge. Defensive dominance combined with wastefulness in attack, and the outcome inevitable. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Manchester United certainly had some good moments, Peter. There were plenty of encouraging spells that more should have been made of.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
Please join me in wishing all the best for members of our fan club celebrating their wedding anniversary today.
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. The San Siro for nigh on a century, Milan's power base, the ultimate status symbol of their glorious history. So it's down to business here. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. There's nothing more frightening for a defender when he's running at you at full speed. He gets into his stride so quickly and seems to just glide across.
Mbappe! Ceballos.
Oh, really well played.
Mbappe! Smoothly does it. Neymar. Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. Oh, no messing about, it is red. The player's body language here is a bit grim. It is not looking great at all. Well, he waited a little while, but it does seem that the referee was eventually convinced that that was a clear enough chance he denied.
Yes.
Messi! Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise.
Mbappe! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And that's definitely not his best. Well, that has not gone well. Final ball not quite right, and his teammates are irritated at that. Stood up well to him there. Pass is just off target. Kimmich. Here's Rodri. Mbappe. And he's picked out the run. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance. Mbappe! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
A more than decent attempt, Peter.
Well, the referee's pulled play back and has booked him for the original offence. Mbappe. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. And he cuts out the supply. Upamecano. Ceballos. Well, the boss won't be happy about that at all. They were pedestrian in possession and carried almost no threat at all. Rodri. Mbappe in acres of space out wide. Rodri. Mbappe. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. That pass has been well intercepted. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Oh, that's an inviting ball. That is good alertness. He's in plenty of space here.
Oh, that's such a good run. More of that, please.
He's had a hit! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Well, we were anticipating this. They're very much set up for the counter-attack, and I don't see it changing anytime soon.
Neymar will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Pass somewhat off target. He's looking wide. And it's Messi. Alexander-Arnold.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And the finish! Goal! Milan! As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
Well, it doesn't have to look spectacular. Why complicate simplicity?
So we have our breakthrough.
Well, it's great commitment on show here. They'll be hoping now that they can stay focused and disciplined enough to hold on to this.
And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Upamecano. Upamecano spots it and intercepts.
France clearly are trying to establish themselves as a team that likes to retain the ball, Peter.
And it's a good watch, Jim, isn't it?
Well, it is, and it's always a pleasure for me to see a team move the ball in silky fashion like this. But you know what's good.
He's having a shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
Neymar gets flagged offside. Oh, great ball! Rolls it backwards.
Just too much pressure. Had to go that way.
Oh no, this does not look good. Kimmich with the foul. Kimmich has been shown a second yellow, just to confirm. He is therefore off. Alexander-Arnold promptly onto that, and that is that. He's away! Great chance! Oh, taken with style! France are back on level terms! That really is quite fabulous, all his own doing.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Oh, look, Peter, I was on the fence before.
There's the hit! Just off target.
Neymar certainly got the pace he wanted on that, but not the all-important bend.
Havertz kept his eye on it, and he's there. He's played him through. Mbappe. Oh, and he's through the middle. And it's Neymar. It's Neymar! And that's it for the first half. A breathless ending. Milan head back in at the break after a first half that has been, from a scoreline point of view in any case, an even one. Both sides have contributed in equal measure, neither looking overly under pressure from the other. And at the break, glass half full, half empty. It's 1-1. Reflections on the first half?
Milan have done so well to come in level at the break, but there's no doubting that the picture is looking quite bleak. I can only see damage limitation being applied in the second half because they have an awful lot of holes to fill, and that is going to be extremely hard.
So in they come for the break with nothing to separate them. The score 1-1. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. Upamecano. Oh, he's found support out wide. Alexander-Arnold finds himself offside.
Yeah, this kind of bold running will always get you into areas of possibility.
Looking for options for movement. Alexander-Arnold. Ceballos gets over and intercepts. Havertz. And Upamecano. He could be in here. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo! It's there!
Well, whenever he reminds us of his wondrous skill set, it's usually something very memorable or even unforgettable. We'll certainly remember that one. That looks like a preconceived plan. Win the ball and then unleash.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
That's just as the manager would have seen it. An impact sub.
France take the lead.
Yeah, for me, this team seems to find it easier to attack than defend, but now they're going to need to dig in at the back a bit.
It's a pretty loose pass. And that's put paid to a promising move. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Ronaldo couldn't quite force his way through this time, but boy, he had a go at it.
Well, he's not the type that's short on self-belief, so that could rub off on his teammates now.
It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 19. Lascia il campo per il numero 5. Ribéry.
Sönchu.
Giocatori.
Milan are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Now it's Lo Celso.
Oh, great feat, that.
Not the most accurate pass. Lo Celso. And he's being shifted off it. Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Mbappe. Messi. Can he spark a counter here? It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Cristiano Ronaldo. And the shot! A wonderful effort all by himself.
Oh, that's an excellent try, and once he picked it up, he headed forward with real intent.
Now it's Mbappe, and he's managed to get free. Mbappe! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? That pass isn't the best. Nice. Now the finish! They've done it! A two-goal cushion, and it's looking safe. Terrific goal. What a super sharp finish.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
Sostituzione per il Milan.
And he's done it again. He's got his second.
Lasciano il campo per
France go 2 up and into a position of real strength.
Look, it's a whole different ball game now, Peter, and it's a test of how they manage affairs from here.
The pressing's intense and it's paid off. France with the corner, they're first. There's the header! And that would have been game, set and match.
He'll be fuming with himself for not converting. He could have killed it off.
Alexander-Arnold. That's a foul, no two ways about it.
That's a modern defender's instinct from a modern coach's mindset.
Oh, he's found him in space. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And here's Ribéry. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
He's one-on-one. Mbappe has another go. That is decidedly lacking. That looks a good ball through, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo. And the shot! And more, and more, and more! And they are pulling clear here.
Well, his movement is all based on fine margins, and the timing of his run then was ideal.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, he's been the outstanding player on the pitch and devastating in front of goal. What a display, what a player.
France grab a 3-goal lead. It's just too easy. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! And the keeper threw out a limb.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
Header! He will be livid with himself. Five minutes to add. Oh, played right into his path. Shot at goal! And another try! A real chance and a real let-off. And here's Ribéry. The ball's gone astray. And he's had a hit. The whistle has gone and it is all over. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see.